What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Likes. Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. J-Ram just got intentionally walked in the fourth inning of a game where Cincinnati technically is 2.5 games back. I get it. They have like a 7% chance to get a wild card spot. But again, intentionally walking in the fourth inning of a baseball game, come on. And then Cincinnati, of course, comes back. They're up 9-7. I just need Jose Ramirez to hit a ball long and far. And then Rafael Devers, well, they're down 7-0 Tampa Bay, and Devers has hit an absolute bomb over 400 feet fly out with pretty good launch, too. The fact that didn't leave the yard is very frustrating, but we got Julio Rodriguez coming up a little bit later. He's the main event. Half unit ended up firing him. Talked about him on Lindy's Locks update. If you're not following me over on X, go to @EricLindquist. I'm going to be apprising you of anything that shows up. For me, there were no locks on Tuesday, which is a wild thing. Probably the first one in a long time, especially on a slate that big. But there wasn't a ton of value in my estimation or in my projection. So there's that. Don't know what to tell you. There's a lock here for Wednesday, so don't you worry, you're sweet Bippy. Also, get yourself, this is a lock, $200 for $50 bonus bets over at BetMGM. Bet $10, get yourself $200 at the link below. I'll talk about them later, only for 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. We got producer Jacob on hand. He's the faceless man there. Get your webcam, Jacob. This is like his favorite show ever. He doesn't have to watch me do anything. I don't have to watch him do anything. Ooh. It's kind of sad, though. I miss Jacob. He'll be here in spirit. You'll be in my heart. Little Phil Collins, little Tarzan for the people. You know what? Screw it. 15 games. Enough of the joking around. We got some serious business to get down to. Producer Jacob, let's get to the mix. They're trashing the camp. Scooba-doop, dabba-dap, dooba-doop, dabba-dabba, dooba-dap. Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Chicago White Sox. White Sox trying to trash the camp of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are fighting for a playoff spot currently over on Fangraphs. 79.4% chance of making it there. 82-74. The Marlins, the Reds, those are the teams pushing them. Yeah, they would currently be tied with the Cubs here going into Tuesday night. Both games are active. White Sox are up 4-2 over the Arizona right now, going into the third. And then Cubs, we ended up betting them. They're up 4-0 there in the third as well. So decent start to the night. Go Justin Steele, the man of steel. Almost locked it again. Just showing a little apprehension here towards the end of the season. But you know what? We got to set ourselves up for some baseball that matters. And this is a game that matters. And Brandon Pfaadt's on the map. That's not ideal. Brandon Pfaadt, think you know by now. 6.08 ERA, 1.44 whip, and got made fun of a lot when he was a kid because of his last name. But now who's laughing? He's a major league pitcher. But then those kids are actually laughing back because he was supposed to be a top prospect. Now he's not pitching very well, and it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. But you know what's nice? He gets a matchup with Luis Patino. And Luis Patino, once upon a time, had some stuff. But this year it hasn't been good. 23-year-old. 1.71 whip, 6.49 ERA at AAA. He's had a couple of stints here at the big leagues so far. It's actually gone better, but still carries that 1.71 whip, 4.24 ERA here at the big league level. And looking at the pitch mix, this used to be a kid that was like 21, 22 pitching for Tampa Bay and pitching well at times. Don't know where that went. Now he's with the White Sox. That's a downgrade of a baseball team. I mean, we're leaning Arizona money line. A team with something to play for against. This is just a really tough one to get a grasp of what's going to happen. Again, hit me up at Eric Lindquist. If you're looking for morning baseball action, I ended up not firing the Dodgers in that game one or in that game two, which is kind of wild. Thought those lines were pretty insane. Maybe we get an insane one here with the White Sox where they end up, plus 120, plus 130, and I have to reconsider. But assuming that Arizona is inside of minus 150, that would be the play for me on the money line. If they're not, happy to pass. Just wait for the afternoon. The Reds and the Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, the Reds carrying a 7% chance of making the playoffs, according to Fangraphs right now. 2.5 games back of a spot going into Tuesday. They're up 9-7. Wild stuff. Again, notice how I'm paying attention to everything going on here, because this is how you might be able to jump in early and get some type of value in the event that Cincinnati got eliminated and we were looking at a depleted lineup, because that's generally what happens the day after getting eliminated from playoff contention. Everybody rests. It's almost like people when they clinch the division, when they clinch, a playoff spot. The next day, you run into a garbage lineup and you can get some definite value. That happened with the Twins last weekend. Just throwing it out there. And then they had a garbage lineup today. It didn't matter. Matt Wallner hits a grand slam up 5-0. Didn't bet that game. Thank God. Thank God. Almost pulled the trigger on Oakland plus 1.5 there with Paul Blackburn, but not going to be pulling the trigger on too much here either. Kind of an interesting spot, mainly because, well, Andrew Abbott's been pretty good. He's got the strikeout stuff. The xFIP starting to rise a little bit here for him as well. But I'm not going to go out of my way to go pick on Shane Bieber here. I think Shane Bieber, well, you saw the last outing. Somebody was just going nuts on me. Oh, we got to bet Baltimore. We got to bet Baltimore. Well, they ended up getting to Bieber a little bit, but still ended up winning the baseball game 9-8. So happy we didn't end up firing that here. As it stands right now, Shane Bieber just trying to get some work heading into the winter. Just go into hibernation until February, emerge. Hopefully he comes back with strikeout stuff. That'd be cool. But still a sub-4 ERA, 1.25 whip. Did go 81 pitches last time out with a lot of ground balls, decent enough K stuff, and velocity looked decent. So the strikeout stuff just hasn't been there this season here. Southpaw Abbott, he's got the strikeout stuff against a team that doesn't strike out a lot in Cleveland. But Cleveland, this is a tough spot. I like the under of 7.5, but I'm going to lean with it simply because I'm a coward of like the world's never seen before. And well, technically this is a like, but I'm not going to bet it because there's other stuff I like more. We do have a lock today. We got NFL back in season. There's a lot of reasons to just hold steady here. And obviously, well, if it goes under 7.5 and you bet it, yay. If you don't go under 7.5, it goes over. Well, with a hook in there, it's going to be one or the other. So congratulations. It's just that it doesn't project out as a good play for me here. So just pass on this whole game this time around. Don't pass on this one, though. Tyler Glass now going up against Brian Bayo, one of our dudes facing another one of our dudes. And the thing with Bayo that we always talk about is this ground ball rate. It's nice. It's nifty. It's useful. 55.9% ground ball percentage, 7.1% barrel percentage. Although the strikeout stuff did not come with him last season from AAA into his life. 20.1% K rate. He's just finding ways to be an effective pitcher here with that four-seamer sinker combination changeup that he's throwing off to the lefty. 17.5% slider usage as well. That's an okay pitch. I don't know. For me, it has more to do with the fact that there's going to be a lot of righties in this lineup no matter what. They have Junior Caminero. They have Rene Pinto catching here today. Interesting lineup construction here. But Tyler Glass now on the other side. Of course, he's your star attraction from Tampa Bay. 32.7% K rate, 223 expected batting average, and a 301 xWOBA. Does give up some of that hard hit, 44.6%. We could look at the Devers thing. I can't make the case going up against a guy like Eflin and not make the same case going up against Glass now if the number's going to be north of plus 400, plus 450. It closed on FanDuel, by the way. But I'm definitely going to be playing this one because I already did. Under 8. It's a really decent number to be getting here in this spot. It's only available right now at DraftKings minus 110. Then it's minus 115 at BetMGM and minus 120 at Caesars. Use OddsShopper, friends. Use OddsShopper. You can sign up for that below. Truly, just get the best numbers. That's going to save you money in the long run. So as much as I love BetMGM, and you can get your $10, get $200 only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambler, probably gone 100 gambler. You can get this at minus 110 on DraftKings Sportsbook. That's where I played it. That's where you should play it too. Oh, this is so gross. The Washington Nationals taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Grayson Rodriguez here at home. Patrick Corbin on the road. And normally I would be attacking this, but minus 238. Grayson Rodriguez is one of those guys who's become more endearing to us as the season's gone on. You've seen noticeable changes in his pitch mix, noticeable changes in the strikeout stuff. Sometimes the ground ball stuff shows up out of nowhere too. Against Tampa Bay, 13 ground balls with 7 strikeouts and 8 innings pitched. But that was one of his better outings of the entire season. His only outing, actually, that extended past the 7th inning. So, good talk. Glad we had it. Grayson Rodriguez, been okay. And Patrick Corbin, he's been horrible. But it's such a drastic difference to be a lefty in this ballpark than to be a right-handed pitcher. And that's where Patrick Corbin, a lot of his problems exist by way of hard contact, 372 xWOBA, 513 expected slugging, and a 9.2% barrel percentage with very little strikeout stuff, 15.9%. But this ballpark really suppresses some of those problems. So you get a good left fielder out there for the Washington Nationals, and they got a couple of them. I think it's just a spot that you stay away here. I think I'm leaning Washington plus 1.5, which sounds stupid because it's Patrick Corbin and he's terrible. He's horrible. He's no good. He's very bad. But everybody is jumping onto the Baltimore side here, and I just don't find this to be a bettable number. So if the public moves this even further, if this becomes minus 110, minus 105, plus 1.5, I'm going to be contemplating betting it. I'm going to have to legitimately not lean and like something with Washington on September 27th. In a game that doesn't matter for them against the Baltimore Orioles, favorites to win the toughest division in baseball in the AL East. Yeah, I should reconsider. The Kansas City Royals taking on the Detroit Tigers. No official starter here for Kansas City, but they did have one character who just got recalled. His last name is Veneziano. Yeah, it's fantastic. That's definitely a character from The Godfather. It's not, but that would be cool. Anyway, 4.22 ERA, 1.41 whip for him over the course of this season. Has 18 appearances in Omaha. Fun stuff for him. He's left-handed, facing Detroit. Might look at some Detroit props depending on the numbers. Obviously, Detroit, more of a ballpark for the doubles and triples in your life than the home runs. But Spencer Torkelson, yeah, Thickums can hit it far. Hang on. Okay, we continue on. On the other side here, we got Detroit. It's Tariq Skubal, and oh my God, has he been just insane. And I thought about, in some way, shape, or form, not recommending this play simply because I'm concerned about pitch count. And that's kind of the theme of it. We talked about it with Senga. It was on this slate, don't you worry. 2.95 ERA, 0.92 whip, but last time out, 10 strikeouts in just 87 pitches got pulled after the 7th. Now, do I think he still can go beyond 90 pitches here? Absolutely. And that makes him extremely, extremely viable against a Kansas City team that they like to strike out against absolutely everybody. So you get a great strikeout pitcher here in Tariq Skubal going up against a team that, against Southpaws on the season, just not good. Only a 23.8% K rate. Actually, that's lower than I thought it was. But 88 WRC plus. Again, this is projecting out north of 7.5 strikeouts for me when I put him in for 92.5 pitches. That's the number that I landed on. Go me. 92.5 pitches. If you're going to be getting 7.5 minus 110 north of it, give me the over. We want the 8 strikeouts, the 9 strikeouts, looking at a ladder. But otherwise, chaos is not a ladder. Would probably just be staying away. Let's play the long ball game. God, please, J-Ram. Everybody is hitting a home run in this Cincinnati-Cleveland game. It's like I called it. I should have bet that. I don't know why I did. Hunter Green and Lucas Giolito are so ridiculously bipolar with their pitches and their strikeout stuff. Some days it's there, and other days they give up 48 home runs. This is the day they both decided to give up 48 home runs. Jose Ramirez, please go yard. But Johan Oviedo here, St. Louis, back in the day, bullpen arm. Been a starter all season long here for Pittsburgh. I don't know how many times I can bring that up over the course of a show. There's just certain things that you throw into conversation. You know, it's like the way that you greet your buddies. Oh, it's Johan Oviedo. I don't know how I would greet him. We're not friends. But Ranger Suarez on the other side, southpaw, 36.8% hard hit percentage, 255 expected batting average. Another guy just doesn't really appeal to me. Walks a lot of dudes. Doesn't strike out a lot of dudes. Same thing with Oviedo on the other side, right-handed pitcher, but he has to face the Phillies. And that's problematic for him. Only carries a 7.6% barrel percentage, but over the course of the season, there's no doubt that you give me Kyle Schwarber at a decent number, we should be on top of betting Kyle Schwarber, especially when you're looking at the splits that Johan Oviedo has. 109 expected ISO against righties on the season, 187 expected ISO against lefties. Shocking. A guy who gives up normal platoon splits. Who'd have thunk it? Not me. Actually, it was me. Better than plus 235 for Kyle Schwarber here. It's probably going to be sitting in that plus 265, plus 270 range. Click. This game, for being so star-laden with Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole and whomever else on the other side, Vlad Guerrero, everybody else there, I'm not all that enthusiastic about this game. Now, the Blue Jays, 97.8% chance to make the playoffs, 97.8% chance of clinching a wild card spot, according to Fangraphs. They're pretty locked into where they're at right now. It's just basically jostling for position in some capacity between how this entire AL West situation pans out. You got Texas, you got the Astros, you got the Mariners, but outside of some combination of those teams going on here, and by the way, the Astros, that was smart. Yay for the lock there. Now we'll see how Tuesday goes with a half unit there. Also had a half unit on Julio Rodriguez. Again, Lindy's locks update. Can't recommend it enough. Talking process all the time, talking odd shopper, all the goodness that is the market-based approach, projecting home runs, how I go about doing it. I'm just starting to share the sauce here at the end of the season. Mainly because you're going to forget it by March. But I hope you don't. I love you. Don't hurt me. Anyway, Garrett Cole, he's really, really good. Jose Barrios, he's been improved this season. We haven't been picking on him nearly as much throughout. This is just a baseball game that I have nothing for you, really. I think this line is perfectly efficient. Garrett Cole is still way, way better, but like, how far do they want to push him here in this one? Michael King's no longer in that bullpen because he's out just slinging gems on the daily. Just outrageous stuff. By the way, it's 0-0, top of the 7th. Should have locked that one, but under 7. Nice to be in on that play. Whatever. New York, I have nothing here. You give me Garrett Cole at -102. I'm at least interested there. Really want to see this Yankees lineup, though, if I'm going to pull the trigger. My friends, we pulled out the music. We gave a ballad, a sweet ballad to sweet Senga. Kodai Senga on the mound for another round against I don't fucking know who and who cares. But anyway, Kodai Senga, friends. This beautiful gem of a human. We in the premium Discord were able to jump off of the K-prop and onto pitching outs, which sounds very, very strange, I'm sure. But here's the thing. The Mets have no real interest in having him pushed to the limit here. And there's really no point in trying to force plays on certain teams unless you're looking at unders in some of these capacities. So some of these guys that we absolutely love, you got to be very specific. You have to have some kind of an idea of what you're looking at. And here's what I'm looking at. Kodai Senga is just racking up quality start after quality start. He's starting to become a more efficient pitcher, and a large part of that is him pitching a little bit more to contact, being willing to give up some fly balls as long as they're weak hit fly balls. He has now gone for a quality start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 consecutive baseball games. Look at that. I can count. 2.96 ERA, 1.22 whip. It became so glaringly obvious at -130, -140 on over a 7.5 pitching outs that you need to be invested. I want a little bit better number than that going into this one because I'm starting to have the pitch count concerns. But Miami is a team that is not going to strike out as much as the average Bear. They've had so many improvements to this lineup. And yeah, they're still playing to win things. And this is a very difficult spot here for them. Still contending here for that wild card position. Sitting right now at, let me double check my notes, 55% chance to make the playoffs, according to Fangraphs. Looking at 52% here, ESPN Index, even though they are trash. Please open your sports book, ESPN, please. Kodai Senga over 17.5 pitching outs. Pretty simple. I feel pretty good about this quality deal. Now, be paying attention to how the Miami lineup rolls out against right-handed pitching on the entire season. They've been middling. I'm going to look at the strikeout props, but they've been a little bit inflated. This number has not been. Let's fire it. Let's fire everything up over at BetMGM, friends. You bet $10, you get yourself $200 instantly in the form of 4 $50 bonus bets. That's pretty simple, right? Like, it doesn't need to be that hard. A sports book is giving you an insane offer to try out their product. They're saying, you know what? We're going to give you a lot of money up front to come play with us, show you what we have available here at our site. And whether or not you want to play there long-term or not, doesn't change the fact that $10, when you bet it at BetMGM at the link below, gets you 4 $50 bonus bets. Go punish them. Go take advantage of this promotion instantly and go ahead and make good betting decisions. Make responsible betting decisions. Follow your bankroll and boost your bankroll instantly by betting $10 on anything. It could be NFL, MLB, I do not care. Just get yourself bonus bets when books are offering them to you. Simple as that. Easy game. Let's do it, friends. Only if you're 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, y'all, back to the picks. It kind of feels like cheating. I have 2 home run props that kind of feel like cheating, and one that feels like I probably should get my head checked. But I mean, he's like my Brokeback Mountain, I can't quit you kind of guy. I love him. Love him so much. I don't know where to go from here. Matt Olson, that's what it is. 53 home runs. This is the quietest 53 home runs I've ever heard in my entire life. And Jameson Taillon, if I'm getting better than plus 195 on Matt Olson, he's projecting out as somebody who should give up tons and tons of hard contact. And I don't even really know how I'm going to go. The Braves are going to throw some rookie out there, apparently, which is kind of wild because they're trying to clinch the 1 seed. Darius Vines, but like, I need a vine. That's top of the line. Cute waist, little waist with a big. This is a weird segment. Matt Olson, he's good. You should bet him to hit a home run better than plus 195. I'm sorry. Pablo Lopez, 4 kids, and I got to take all of that ass to showbiz. Sure do. Welcome to your lock, friends. It's good times. We got Emilio Estevez on the mound. No, that's not his name. I apologize. He's a professional major league pitcher. I should give him the respect he deserves. Joey Estes. He has a 9.64 ERA, only 1 start, so we're not going to go completely ham and crazy about this, but AAA Vegas did have a 3.74 ERA, 1.16 whip, which is pretty good for the PCL. Pretty good. But most of that was from AA Midland, so like a little bit inflated. He's only 22, and he's going to face a Minnesota team that has a litany of lefties. Lindy's leans likes Lux. Litany of lefties. So there's that. We want to be firing it up, friends. This Estes character going up against Lopez? Are you kidding me? I know this says minus 263. I know, though, that this run line is not going to last for very long. So run, you don't get a 145-cent difference. I could have just said $1.45, but you know, whatever it is. $263 minus carry the 1. Yeah, we're looking basically minus 150 difference between the 2 lines here. Minus 148. I had it on the number. We are firing this to the moon on the run line. This is just silly to me. Oakland's throwing garbage lineup after garbage lineup out. This is our A caliber starter we're talking about here. And the combination of lefties that you're going to start every day to continue to build the experience. Maybe you're not going to start Kepler every day, but you are Wallner, Kirilloff, Jorge Polanco, keeping him locked and loaded and ready to go. Baby, I'm ready to go. Yeah, we're firing this to the moon. Minus 115 is a bad, horrible, no good, very bad number. In fact, there's a minus 110 that's available at Caesars that popped up because they just revealed their line. I'm going to bet that here now. So, Caesars, let's go kill Caesar. So, Miles Michaelis ended up starting Tuesday's game, and now we're looking at Zach Thompson starting Wednesday's game, and there's been some weird pitching shifts here from the St. Louis side, so just be aware of that. That's why you're looking at these numbers, but now it's going to be Zach Thompson again. He was supposed to pitch Tuesday. It was Michaelis, and now it's going to be him Wednesday for the lefty against Milwaukee, and Milwaukee generally wouldn't want to back them, but Zach Thompson is like a special breed of human, as is fellow lefty Wade Miley. He's being Miley, and that's not a good thing to be. I'd much rather be Miley Cyrus. She has more money. She's living the La Vida Loca, if you will. Shampoo. Yeah. Came in like a wrecking ball. 31.1% hard hit percentage. That's good, but everything else is terrible. 16.4% K rate. There's a cutter, four-seamer, slider, change, curve, whatever. Just, can you tell that I'm very enthusiastic about these 2 pitchers? Yeah. Let's see how the lineups break down. I see lotto runs being scored here, so I'm going to go lotto runs. Lean. Next game. Sally sells seashores by a Sheehan. Sally sells seashells by a Sheehan. It says Sheehan. Sheehan. Emmett Sheehan. He's got a 5.14 ERA. I'm done with the bit. 1.23 whip. His name's Emmett Sheehan. Noah Davis. 8.77 ERA, 1.91 whip. Now facing the Dodgers. Give me a total. If this is 13, I wouldn't be completely shocked. 12.5. I'm betting it. I have this for 14 runs, so I'm just throwing it out there. This could potentially be a lock. It's 13.8 if we're going to be exact. 13.82 to be completely exact. Let's do a lot more runs. Good talk. I said I had kind of a weird home run play, and this falls into the category, but we talked about Miley. Let's talk about Adele. We got the Texas Rangers taking on the Los Angeles Angels. Dane Dunning taking on Griffin Kenning. The Dunning and the Kenning. Pitching. People hitting. I don't know where my brain's at right now. Where's my mind gone? Dane Dunning, friends. We'll get into him here in a second. We'll start here on the Griffin Canning side of things. He's been a little bit disappointing, kind of like, I don't know, everybody on the Los Angeles Angels in the year of our Lord 2023, wouldn't you say? But he's still really good. 26.2% K rate, 234 expected batting average, 308 xWOBA. A little bit surprised that this ended up plus 140. I was thinking we were going to get plus 160, plus 165. So if the public wants to jam some Texas money line into their life, I'm happy to back Griffin Canning in a 6-inning affair and then watch the Angels bullpen ruin it for us. Yeah, we should probably not bet that. So let's do this. Jo Adell, over the course of AAA, has been an absolute shredder of a baseball. You'd think he was a Ninja Turtle. Shredder? I guess technically they're fighting shredders, so that doesn't really make sense for an analogy, but I tried my best. That's really all you can do in this life. But 39 at-bats here for Jo Adell at the big league level already. 3 home runs over the course of that season. And then you go into what he's kind of done for the entire year. 963 OPS in these 27 games that we've seen him in. So I don't really know what to tell you. He's really good. And I've been seeing some weird numbers, and I haven't pulled the trigger here yet, mainly because I gave enough respect. Well, really, when I shouldn't. I should have gone Logan O'Hoppe. Dude's murdering the baseball, but that's a conversation for a different year, not even a different day, because we're not going to do that this year. But we are going to bet Jo Adell better than plus 375 or better than plus 400, because I'm looking. I should have probably done that today, and I'm feeling a little regret not having him on the card, and now I'm checking myself before I wreck myself. But let's just bet him now, okay? Cool. Jo Adell to go yard, your 3rd home run play of the day. Schwarber, Olsen, Adell. I'm assuming we get the right numbers. Again, can't guarantee you 100% that they're going to be there. But again, if you want to know, they've been a majority of the time. I've been pretty good at projecting these out. So if you want to know if they end up getting fired here, hit me up on Twitter /X at Eric Lindquist. Happy to let you know. This is a game we've been very interested on. We hit the lock on Monday. Tuesday, we ended up kind of treading a little bit lightly there with the Houston money line. Took them for a half unit, mainly because Javier has a righty problem, and Julio Rodriguez, we bet him for a half unit. So took that unit plus that we ended up winning on Monday, rolled it over into the game Tuesday. Hopefully that goes well. Julio, go yard, please. But I'm treading lightly here, Breaking Bad style. Framber Valdez going up against, I always have to double check myself, Bryce or Bobby. Bryce Miller. Did I get it right? Because it says B. Miller on my sheet. I don't think you guys understand what it looks like on my end. It is, it's very interesting that I just used the first initial, but I want to say C. Bryce Miller. I got it right. First time. That's the first time I've gotten the Seattle version right. I get Bobby Miller right all the time for the Dodgers, but sometimes I forget that it's Bryce. You don't care. Framber Valdez. Ground ball rates come up. 55.1% though, still pretty darn good there. Gives up that hard contact, but it is the best pitcher's park in baseball. It suppresses runs like nobody's business, yet you can still get away from the ground ball stuff. Some righties that can make you pay here. $50 every day. My mom told me to bet Julio and Teoscar, and you are not it. You dirty double dish rack, out goes you. But anyway, on the other side of this one, Bryce Miller, 41.7% hard hit percentage with an 18.1 degree average launch angle. I am looking at Framber Valdez. That's not what I meant. Yordan Alvarez. There we go. My brain just said, no, wrong name. We're looking at Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker specifically. And yes, even Mr. Right on Right, Yanner Diaz, insane reverse splits that we have from Yanner Diaz. I believe them to be true. They were there in AAA as well, friends. So those are three guys I'm going to be looking at in the home run department. Michael Brantley, if he shows up in this lineup, although 34.1% hard hit percentage. He'll never strike out. Never strikes out. But he just hits the ball like a silly Sally right now. Got it. Seattle money line, if I had to do anything, simply because I think getting plus money on this one, maybe we just jump to the plus money side of this competitive little series. But Seattle, falling behind the 8 ball, you best win on Tuesday, well, you're fucked. And the last game of the night here, friends, we got San Diego and San Francisco here in an NL West showdown that doesn't matter. But I have a bet. Matthew Waldron. That sounds like a, I don't know, hedge fund baby if I've ever heard one. Matthew Waldron. I went to Harvard. I don't know. He could be a nice kid. I have no clue what he looks like. Matt Waldron, 4.59 ERA, 1.25 whip. Let me find a picture of him. I'd have to apologize. Nope. That's a hairy individual. He's got great beard. Okay, I am going to apologize. That's a man's beard right there. Anyway, Sean Manaea on the other side. He's got a beard too. That's not the analysis, but I just thought I would point it out. Sean Manaea used to be a smooth face there in Oakland, and now he's Grizzly Adams did have a beard style here. Revenge in his heart here going up against San Diego. 25.3% K rate. He's basically been a piggyback starter, long reliever, if you will. But it's been going well for him. 37% hard hit percentage, and now they've converted him back into the starting role at the end of the season once everything was lost and everybody was brokenhearted already. But I kind of like the number that we're getting here going up against San Diego, which is a team that I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened? I don't know. Oh, yeah, Tatis missed a bunch of games. Then he came back, was on fire. Then he decided to disappear into the abyss. You had Manny Machado get hurt. You had Xander Bogaerts with one of the worst contracts you could possibly imagine. You have Josh Hader not entering baseball games. You have Yu Darvish on the IL. You also have, yeah, there's been some problems in San Diego. Can't go back to San Diego. Got a one-way ticket so we could so see the cure. Nobody cares about like Blink-182 without Tom DeLonge, right? But that was Blink-182 without Tom DeLonge. I apologize to everybody, especially my family. May you forgive me. But San Francisco money line, we're going to bet them -109. Good way to finish the day. Half unit. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays here on Wednesday's slate. Another 15-gamer coming down the pipeline before 11 on Thursday, then 15 on Friday. Oh, there's going to be a lot of baseball over the weekend, and I'm not going to miss an opportunity to bet a couple of those regular season games here on Saturday, Sunday. You head to that premium Discord. I'm going to be firing some bets there on Saturday morning. I know that for a fact. So even though generally Saturday is my one day off, I love you. And Monday, we don't have baseball, so I shut. But got to make up for it. Anyway, we got producer Jacob. He's fantastic. The faceless man. Everybody waved. Jacob, thank you. See you soon, my friend. Anyway, we got BetMGM as well. Bet $10, get $200 for $50 bonus bets at the link below. Only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'll be back on Thursday, friends. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday.